Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you once again. This time, I'm going to go over to Black Enterprise, and this is about Kendrick Lamar's powerful Juneteenth pop out concert. Performance unites LA gangs, pledges 20K to charities. Uh, I will list the article writer and all of the details in the artwork thumbnail that I used for this article in the description. So, go check out that artwork. It's pretty dope. It says Kendrick Lamar continues to capitalize off his Juneteenth pop out concert impact on the community with a $20,000 donation to LA based charities and community incentives. Kendrick Lamar is the gift that keeps on giving back. The Los Angeles native has not only used a rap feud with him and Drake to unify his community, but he and his team of collaborators have also used their platforms to give back hugely. His latest incentive includes a $20,000 donation to local charities and good neighborhood causes. During his and PG Lang's Juneteenth pop out concert, Lamar took to the stage at LA's Kia Forum Center. He delivered a riveting performance that ended with the unification of rival gangs in the city, a moment that unheard of. At one point, the Rich Spirit MC was also joined by fellow LA artists who took a pledge to pour back into 20 LA-based charities and community incentives. We haven't seen this type of unity on the West Coast since we lost our brother Nipsey Hussle, said uh, Henshaw. As Dot said on stage, this moment was bigger than a back and forth. It was about supporting each other and showing the world that we could come together for a greater cause. All of these organizations play a pivotal role in developing our community, and the hope is that we all continue to support them moving forward. Among the organizers on the receiving end of Lamar's company, Good Deeds, and alma mater, Backyard Farms, both the Carson and Los Angeles Boys and Girls Club, uh, Dream Hus LA, Safe Place for Youth Compton, G Girls Club, and a host of other groups that have a history of supporting people within Lamar's native neighborhood of Compton. We would like to thank PG Lang and Free Lunch for organizing their roots and supporting G Girls from the Hood, said Compton G Girls Club founder and executive director Kristani Heinrich. It's refreshing to know that Kendrick always comes back to the community to support the next generation. Nearly 30 contributing LA artists who joined Lamar on stage during the Juneteenth pop out concert are part of this community incentive, including fellow LA native and Not Like Us collaborator Mustard, Don Kenny, Rodney Rich, Bless Bino Rocks, excuse me, excuse me, Dr. Dre, Callan, FRFR plus G, uh, Preachio, Tyler the Creator, and more. The pop out concert had a significant impact on the city, unifying the West Coast hip hop, providing a platform for emerging talent, celebrating black culture, and revitalizing the local music scene, said Mustard. It's garnered global attention, but also allowed us artists to give back to different programs based around South LA and put LA back in the driver's seat for music, something that's been long overdue, rightfully so. Lamar's commitment to using the holiday to bless the community continues during the 4th of July when he dropped the highly anticipated visual for his Not Like Us track. The video featured Mustard, his family, as well as longtime friends and fellow musicians J Rock, Tommy the Clown, DeMar Rosen, Ab-Soul, and Schoolboy Q, who were also among the people who joined him on stage during the Juneteenth pop-out concert. And that is the end of the article right there. But just shortly, first and foremost, it was something for me in terms of my experience of the whole ordeal. It was something that I thought that I would never see in my lifetime. I was, there when, they announced that Easy passed on, and, the beef with, Pac and Biggie and all of that stuff. So, I mean, it's just heartwarming for me to being able to experience that, to be living in the moment, in the time period where this came about is truly something that takes on a life of its own, you know. And also, shout out to the West Coast music. For a long time, they've been fighting to kick in the door. Everybody knows, and no one can dispute that, New York is the birthplace of, hip hop and, all of those things. Yes, this is true. However, for a while, you know, it was that way. It is that way. That can never be changed. However, the West Coast has shown that they are musically. It's a lot of musically gifted people. That just needed that chance, that step in the door to be able to pave the way for so many other artists that have came from the West Coast. And it's a beautiful thing. I think the world is big enough that no matter where you are in this world, you can have the hope and dream of actually, stepping out and, making a name for yourself musically, and then hopefully giving back to your community, which is ultimately the biggest and best thing. It's not an original thing. It's been done many times over. However, uh, a lot of times it gets overshadowed or downcast given, where it's coming from, or, who may be involved, or whatever the case is. But like I said, a beautiful experience that, the world got to witness in terms of, just the unification of so many, people. And like Kendrick said during that pop out concert, they lost a lot of homies, they lost a lot of soldiers, they lost a lot of riders, you know, over the years and things. And, for a time, which I hope that will continue, they, put that to the side to come together and unify to let the world know that, West Coast rap, West Coast MCs deserve the same respect as any other rapper on any other coast. Point blank, period. That's just my thoughts in terms of that. Another thing, it was also beautiful to see that during this rap beef, it was something that was, to my knowledge, never done. Taking something that turned negative, or people trying to turn negative, and using it for a positive goal, giving back to charities, giving back to your community, showing up, letting their city know that, hey, this is my city, my hometown. I want to see my city thrive just like anybody else. And, that by itself is a statement, something that this rap beef with Drake, it could never do. It could never uh, take the shine or dull it away that, in the midst of the lyrical sparring that they had between each other, that, you know, people were ultimately helped and are being helped uh, due to this thing that has went. It was kind of like a cold war for over a decade, back and forth, and on different records, him and Drake and things of that nature. um, you know and for it to come to a head, who really knows what's gonna, come of it. But one thing I do know is that, a lot of charities were supported, a lot of, people were recognized, one most notably being Tommy the Clown. If you're not familiar with him, they do have a documentary which I suggest everybody um, go and watch, regardless of where you stand or which side you stand on. This man, himself, took something that was, positive and turned it into something that's widely known, um, to bring youth together and stop them from falling to gang violence. So, shout out to Tommy the Clown and others that have also contributed. And if I don't mention their name, that doesn't minimize their impact on the community at all. I want to stress that. But he was one of the people that I instantly recognized. I'm like, oh, it's already you know what I'm saying? Clowning, crumping, that whole dance style, the passion that those people they put into their art, you know their form, how they present themselves and things like that. It definitely deserves notoriety. Is definitely much bigger than a crumpin documentary. So shout out to Tommy the Clown and his people, as well. And as far as this thing with Kendrick and Drake, I mean, it's petty. It's the art of war. It's the and I kept getting that sense, each track that got dropped, each bar that was spit, everything. I just kept getting the art of war, like the hand sees. You see what the hand sees, but are you really seeing it? um it was just very strategic and well thought out and well planned. And unlike a lot of other, rap battles that have tragic consequences, you know, uh, you know, Kendrick was able to stay poised and things like that. I don't come in my comments talking about, oh, you a Kendrick. Yes, I am a Kendrick Lamar fan. Die Hard, Mad City. I am a Kendrick Lamar fan. His music for me personally has gotten me through a lot of hard times. What I'm saying, a lot of hard situations and stuff like that. I could always rely and listen to his music and it to get me through, and get me in the better spirits. So with that being said, I also like Drake's music as well. I just tend to think that some of his better music was collaborations that he did with other artists. Not meaning that the music that he did, where it was just him on the album, wasn't appealing to me. I just think that the collaborations were better, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy some of his music. All of his music, no. Some of his music, yes, most definitely. Um, people want to turn it into this thing, and they want to see blood, they want to see this, that, and the third. And people have to understand, a lot of these people that are calling for these things are the very same people that wouldn't even bust a grape in a fight, in a food fight. They want other people to sacrifice themselves, their careers, their families, and go below the belt for what? Just to say that you beat that person. And I think that during this rap battle and everything that's transpiring right now, you're seeing a lot of that. You're seeing a lot of people that just want to fall out, drag out, you know, this, that, and the third. People coming at Drake, Drake's people coming at Kendrick. And people forgot the principle behind it, what was the foundation of music as far as hip hop and rap and MCs to begin with. It wasn't about who has the bigger car or who has the most money or who has the most, females or, you know, opportunities and things of that nature. It was always about the sport, about the lyricism, about the bars, about the, being able to express yourself in word format that people can relate to. That's the basis. That's the jewel of hip hop. You know, and a lot of people forget that. People just want to see the nitty gritty, and then when something goes wrong and it gets taken too far, people want to be like, oh, that was sad, that was messed up. Meanwhile, them not knowing their little part or their addition or their comment or how far they were willing to go to see their favorite rapper or MC succeed contributed to the downfall and the possible demise of another person. And people don't see it that way. People should see it that way. You got to understand, these are real people too. These are people too. I mean, Drake, he's been out here, he's done his thing successfully. He's done a lot of things that are questionable, yes. Uh, he had he did a lot of things that are questionable, yes. You can't, no matter how much you like his music or whatever, or you think he's handsome or whatever the case is, you still can't deny it. And this is public fact. This is not people, you know putting this out there because they hate this man for some unknown reason. You know, as a celebrity, a politician, or a community leader, your responsibility as being in that position is to hold yourself to a higher standard, not to pretend that you're holding yourself to a higher standard. It's all about looks, likes, girls, this, that, and the third, who's popping, who's this and that, and Kendrick wasn't on any of that. That's why I said the way that he handled the situation was so beautifully done. The way he's handling the situation is beautifully done. Why would you respond to something that's not true? And I think a lot of people forget that as well. I mean, if people were in a court of law, if you just go off spitting off tangents and every time someone accuses you of something and they don't have any basis or any evidence or proof to say that, and that's on either side, then what are you sitting up there going back and forth to respond to people that you won't even probably meet in your lifetime? These are fans. These are other people that half of them want to be in your position. So why? It's crazy to think about it, but all in all, like I said, who knows what's going to happen in the future? If I was Drake, I would definitely think twice about coming out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like him and Pusha T. You know what I'm saying? Like I smelled, like, to be honest with you, I smelled the blood in the water when he had his bout with Pusha T, and let's not forget when he had his thing with Common. You know what I'm saying? And other people, I mean, everybody want to harp on, him and other beefs that he had with like Meek Mill and stuff like that. But understand, everyone is not the same. Everyone is not built the same. Okay, and Pusha T. It just so happens that Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar, they are not. They are built totally different to what everybody is used to, not taking away from anybody else that he's had beef with or currently having beef with, but they just built different. Understand what I'm saying? Integrity, you know, believing in some of the principles that guide you, don't speak on another man's family. You never speak on another man's family. You never do that. Why would you do that? That's disrespect. I mean, if anything, to me, And this is just my opinion. This is not based on any fact or anything like that. But it just seems like to me that this nigga hates other black men that that's not out here partying and bitches and hoes and Turks and Caicos and living that that rock star rapper life. You know what I'm saying? These are family men. First and foremost, you got to understand, regardless of what they rap about, regardless of you know anything else, at the core of it, these are family men. They love their family. So why would you sit there and talk about another man's family? I think that's some really bitch shit to do. To sit there and talk, oh, I can't hurt you personally. And how many times, be honest with yourself, how many times have we seen this on social media across different platforms? A person, you have an issue with a person and you can't specifically hurt that person, or if you did hurt that person, you just want to keep throwing salt on the wound. So you want to hurt their family, you want to hurt their friends, you want to make people feel uncomfortable. For what? Just to say that you won? That within itself is a problem. That within itself means that there is a delay in emotional maturity and a whole host of other things. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, again, that's just my personal opinion. I mean, you can like it or you can't not like it, but you have to understand people go and tell on themselves every time. It's only so much money and prestige and plaques and sales and different pussy that you done fucked before people really start to peel you back like a layer and find out that you really insecure, you really got some issues that you really need to work out. You understand? Like, it's not their fault that they expose, you know what I'm saying, they exposing stuff that you already know. And a lot of times people are mad. They get mad because people will expose the things about them that they don't like about themselves. You understand? If you think about it in another way, how would a person have any ammo against you if you didn't openly display your insecurities? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It is what it is. If you didn't have these deep-seated insecurities, how would anybody have any ammo to attack you with? You understand? A person is going to always tell on themselves, whether they're talking, I don't care how much they hide it. It's no amount of money that will hide your true self. Your true self is going to be in the age of Aquarius. People not like, it's so much stuff. I can do a second video. Let me know if you want me to do that in the comments. But this is running a little bit long. But like I said, kudos to Kendrick Lamar and friends that really showed out, came out, showed out. All about community building. You know. I love to see it, but I just hope that the powers that be don't try to stifle this like they did so many others. Dr. King, Malcolm X, the Black Panther Party, Huey P. Newton, you know what I'm saying? I just hope that it's not going to go that way, but they definitely are watching. They definitely are watching. You know what I'm saying? It takes me back to that scene from Belly, uh, you know what I'm saying, where the dude was eating the banana and he was just a hating ass dude. And he was like, yeah, I don't like them. I'm going to have to drop a dime on them fools. You feel me? I don't want it to be that way, but we'll see what's going to happen. It's like I said, they don't want us to unite. They don't want none of us to unite. And just imagine if it was just more than Bloods and Crips and Pyrus or whoever else was there, outwardly or secretly, you know what I'm saying? If it was, the Vice Lords and MS-13 and, Black Guerrilla Family, and everybody came together and everybody unified under one front, and, and Man, they don't want that. They don't want that. So watch. Watch what happens, yo. Because it's going to turn into something much bigger than this petty squabble with Drake. You understand? So I say that without saying too much, but yeah. Uh, thank you for that, Kendrick. Thank you for the experience on Juneteenth. Thank you for the 4th of July video. Thank you for the significance. Thank you for, continuing to, uphold the legacy of Nipsey Hussle and Tupac. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for holding up, other MCs that's passed, and things like that you've given shout outs to, thank you. No one that has passed or came before Kendrick Lamar is insignificant, even if I don't mention their name. Let me be clear. That doesn't mean that they're insignificant at all. But like I said, let me know what you guys think. Drop down in the comment section. Come chop it up with me. And yeah, you guys, I will get with you in the next one.